Hey guys, it is Tanya, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another speed build and to another installment of the Squish. Today I am building a tiny pirate ship because I never used these items from Get Famous before, and I thought it was time to do so. And I also had a suggestion to build a tiny house for a pirate, so I thought this would be the perfect time to do that. So we have some set pieces that came with Get Famous for some of the performances you can do with the acting career, and they look like a pirate ship. So I shrunk them down and kind of made a livable space inside using some of the pieces of the ship that clipped through the walls to be parts of the interior. I know that sounds really confusing and weird, but you'll see as it comes together. And this was just a really fun little build to do. So I hope you guys do enjoy it. We're flipping it around now. I'm actually building on the Reef Finery lot in Sulani. Of course, I thought, putting a pirate ship in a place with a vast ocean would probably be a good idea. So it's kind of like docked over here on the side of the beach, and I played around a lot with how the outside was going to look. Obviously, the ladders come in handy. Having these ship pieces helped greatly. I think it would have been a lot more difficult to build a pirate ship if we didn't have these pieces already. But I thought that they helped tremendously, of course, and I was able to add a little bit of creativity with like windows and how I decorated it, and the fact that the stairs clip into the inside, and I was very excited about this build, and it was one of those ones that I was just sitting here working on it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. And did it all in one sitting. So hopefully it comes across that way, that it was just a lot of fun to do. Right now I'm playing around with just having an awning up top, but I decided to have it as actually like a functional space. So you can go all the way up to the third floor here and just lounge in a lounge chair. And then there is like the driving deck, which there's nothing really functional there. It's just where the steering wheel is and some cannons and stuff. It's more just to look nice. And a section that you have to go to get to the top to lounge out. And then interior is the tiny house space, which we will get to a little bit later, but it's basically like a studio space. It's all one room with your kitchen space, a place to sit down, and your bed, and then there is a separate small room for a bathroom. So you'll see that come together, but we're working on some landscaping now. I did, of course, use lots of plants that came with Island Living to match the surroundings, and I just kind of wanted this to have its own little environment. So there's quite a bit of landscaping here, which to some extent looks a little odd on the sand, but if you look all around Sulani, there's a lot of plants growing from the sand with a little bit of greenery around them, and so I was just kind of trying to mimic that and make it look less empty, if that makes sense. So hopefully you like how that came out. So if you guys would like to download this build, it's a house, but it's a ship. Anyway, if you'd like to download it, it comes in at around 64,000 simoleons, and it is available on the Sims 4 gallery. If you search my origin ID, which is Gryphi, you can also find it under the hashtag MissGryphi or in the description down below, as I have all of that information plus a link to the gallery website if you prefer to grab it that way. I make sure to include that in every description of every build that I upload. Yeah, words are really difficult today for some reason. But anyway, I am adding some more rocks around, as well as some coral in the ocean and lots of plants. I love the plants that came with this pack. They are just so pretty. I also added this big net out here. I figured that would be, a way to catch some things. I don't actually remember what that was used for in the world, what particular creatures were going to be in that, but I thought it was a nice thing to add here, especially if maybe the sim you have using the ship is docked here long term. Having a net like that would probably be helpful. Anyway, I made sure to add, the necessary things like the mailbox and the trash can outside. And since we had a decorational, I don't think that's a word, decorative fire pit, or oh my goodness, what would that be called other than fire pit? Campfire. There we go. Since we had a decorative one of those, I made sure to put the functional one that came with Island Living as well. But here you can see what I mean about the steps clipping through the wall. These are steps on the pirate ship piece, and they look so cool inside, especially adding this window up top. And I don't know, I was just very, very excited about it. And of course, I covered those in Clutter. I thought that would be a good spot to store all of the things this pirate might have found or collected over their adventures. And it just allowed me to have a little bit more fun with like debug and just random clutter. And I love that kind of stuff. I've talked before about how much I love junkyards and cluttered houses and just trashed places because of all the random stuff. Collectors' houses, hoarders' houses, like pack rats. I got a little taste of that in this build, and it was really fun. The only real electronic here is this little old TV. I figured you could decide what time frame you wanted this sim to be living in. If it were modern day, maybe having an old TV like this is kind of fun. But if not, I think that's the only like electronic thing. We have lights in here, but other than that, it's just a TV, so you could easily delete that. But I thought it looked really cute, and we're just adding a bunch of books. We have an anchor, we have statues, there's lots of vases. I end up adding a lot of things made out of gold. We even have gold hidden under our bed. So there is definitely a lot of stuff that has been collected over time in here, as well as this like barrels, like the barrels and boxes of food, and that table from Cats and Dogs, this decoration from Cats and Dogs. There was something so fun and refreshing about this build. You can just see me adding all of this stuff and trying to make it look lived in, and like this person has been collecting stuff for a while, and some of their favorites are just out here on these steps. I was thinking functionally, maybe, well, not functionally, I mean like if this were a real place, that maybe those steps opened up and you could keep more storage within them, but they're just kind of covered in stuff right now. But over here on the table, I was adding some crates. I even added some outside as well. I really wanted this space to look like it's being used. They've probably been docked for a little while, and some of their stuff is spilling outward. I also wanted it to look a little old and dingy, so there are some cobwebs, some cracks and tears in the walls. And I just think it added a little bit to the space. So continuing adding some of those cracks and tears and disgusting spots. There are so many good details or decals for that now. Like that grimy one I added over on the right side of the screen from Strangerville. So good. So good. So adding more of those outside because I wanted to make sure the whole thing looked like, you know, it's been through some weather. It's an older ship. And I think I achieved that, but you guys can let me know what you think. It was just really fun to try to get that look. I'm also going to be adding a little window up here over this counter space. I do not have a kitchen. Well, I do have a kitchen. I do not have a sink in the kitchen area. The only sink is in the bathroom, which is going to be through that door, which I will get to shortly. But right now we're just kind of continuing the decorations in here. I wanted to have a little lamp over here. And I'll be adding some more of the gold things this sim probably collected shortly. And one of those things that ends up getting thrown down is a gold fish, which is just going to appear on the table at some point. And I thought it was a bit of fun. But I used a lot of the different, I think they're called relics that came with Jungle Adventure, because a lot of them came in gold, and here is that gold I put under the bed. I thought that was a nice place to go ahead and store that. But here is this little golden froggy. I thought he was kind of a cute thing to have. We have some of these other relics from Jungle Adventure, and I think we're going to have one that's not as nice in gold. That's going to go on the other side of the room, but we have this golden plate, and just kind of moving things around a little bit so everything looks like it fits where it's supposed to go. But just adding a couple more decorations up here on this bookcase. There is that golden fish. I thought that was kind of fun. And yeah. Do we have any clutter in The Sims 4 in debug that is fishing rods? Because I feel like I don't think we do. And my brain was like, oh yeah, there's fishing clutter. It's from the fishing tournament. And I'm like, no, Tanya, that is Animal Crossing. I don't think we have fishing rod clutter. But let me know if I'm wrong, because there could be one in debug. There probably is one in like show live edit objects or something. But anyway, this is the bathroom. It's a little bit run down, using this makeshift toilet and this sink from Laundry Day. We have a golden mirror though, because that's very important. And just, you know, all your necessities. I did playtest this room to make sure everything is fully functional, so no worries there. Just make sure if you do place this build or any build that anyone puts on the gallery, you ensure you use the bb.move objects cheat first, because sometimes things get deleted or are not placed properly without that cheat if that cheat was utilized in the building of the lot, which I know personally I always use and a lot of builders do, so that's always a good thing to keep note of. So I changed out the windows in this bathroom so I could put things in them. I thought it looks kind of fun and added a little bit more personality to this like weird shaped bathroom. So that's what we're doing here now, filling up these windows. And that's pretty much it for this build. We're going to be heading on into screenshots here shortly. I hope you guys did enjoy this. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps me out. You could also subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I'd love to have you join us. And if you click that bell, it'll turn on notifications so you'll be notified of every single time I upload a new video. And if you'd like to hang out more, I will be live tonight over on twitch.tv/Miss Gryphi, where we will be working on a much larger build. I stream 3 to 4 times a week, mostly in the 9:30 p.m. Eastern time slot, and I'd love to have you guys come hang out and just see what we're up to and get to know y'all a little bit better. So I will have links for that in the description down below if you'd like to come join over on Twitch later today. But that's pretty much it. Enjoy the screenshots and I will see you all soon. Bye everybody.